Hi and welcome to vlog 1 of 22, and I hope you enjoy the content here. So I'm going to be walking home from work and I'm just going to have a general little chit chat, view the sights of the Tyne. It's about a 6-mile walk, we'll see how it goes.
You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside. Heading for.
Come down by the River Tyne and I'm just chilling on my lunch break, but it's beautiful down here.
Breathe out, hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors around.
It's nice just to get out into some green, away from the work desk. And this is my little place where I go. It's not so good in the winter when there's no green, so everything's just dull, but it's still a nice little walk outside of work. There's lots of little trails which lead to random places. Anyways, I'm going to be walking home tonight and get some video, we'll see. So next up I'm going to be heading out of the Thames down to the side of the River Tyne. I've realised that I put my boots on, but I realise you need good socks with the boots, because the bottom of my feet are killing already, and I'm not even a mile in, but we'll see. Here we're just coming up to the A184, which is one of the main arterial roads into Newcastle city centre from the A1, and it's usually, as you can imagine, quite a busy road. So I'm just walking down the hill towards the Dunston Staithes. Now if you want to know more about the Staiths, head over to Tyneside Life YouTube, and he's got a video called Dunston Staithes, the Heroes and the Villains, and he has a look inside the cafe and talks to the owner. I highly recommend it, and the link will be in the description at the bottom of the video. So the Dunston Staithes on the River Tyne is believed to be the largest timber structure in Europe. It is a scheduled monument and a Grade 2 listed structure. And the Staiths were first opened in 1893 by North Eastern Railways for loading coal from the North Durham coalfield onto ships, which would then sail the coal all the way down to London. So looking down the Tyne River, you'll see some beautiful bridges there, the first being the Redgef Bridge, which was built in 1983. Then the bridge with the two trains passing is the King Edward the 7th Bridge, that was built in 1906. Then we have the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, which is the Metro Bridge. You can see a Metro crossing just now. Then we have the High Level Bridge, which was built in 1849. And then behind that, the Swing Bridge, which was built in 1876. And we'll have a good video on the Swing Bridge coming up soon. You can't quite see the Tyne Bridge or the Millennium Bridge, but we'll see them a bit later on.
Mile 2. Pace 21 minutes 40 seconds.
Just across the river here, you can see the Utilita Arena, just in front of the bridge. So here we have a northern train that's crossing the King Edward VII Bridge, and in the background we have another train that's crossing the High Level Bridge, which might possibly be on its way to Sunderland, or it might curve back round down towards London on the main line. And back in the foreground, back to the King Edward VII Bridge, there's a train that's due to arrive in Central Station any moment. This is a great view for watching trains cross all of the bridges. Sometimes you'll get a metro crossing as well on the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge. But we'll have a look at these bridges closer in just a moment. So this is the King Edward VII Bridge. It's a railway bridge spanning the River Tyne between Newcastle upon Tyne and Gateshead. It's a Grade 2 listed structure, and the bridge has been described as Britain's last great railway bridge. Construction started on the 29th of July 1902, and the bridge opened on the 10th of July 1906. And I will possibly do a video dedicated to this bridge. But just have a look at the beautiful structure of this bridge. Queen Elizabeth II Bridge carries the Tyne Metro between Newcastle and Gateshead. The bridge was opened by Queen Elizabeth II on the 6th of November 1981, and I'm sure there's a picture of her travelling on the Metro around this time. So another interesting fact about this bridge is that construction started on both sides of the river and the bridge was completed in the middle. So now we're heading down towards the High Level Bridge, built in 1849. This one is one of the oldest bridges on the Tyne, and just underneath is the Newcastle Quayside. So this is the high level bridge. It is a road and railway bridge, and it's considered the most notable historical engineering work in the city. The bridge was opened on the 15th of August 1849, and I will be making a separate video about this bridge. So we're just about to come on to the Swing Bridge, which is one of the industrial wonders of the Victorian age. It is a Grade 2 listed building, and the Swing Bridge connects Newcastle and Gateshead, obviously, and it was a product of the visionary engineering genius Lord Armstrong. It was designed to improve the navigation and expand trade by opening the upper reaches of the river to larger ships. On the completion in 1876, at 171 metres long and 14 metres wide, it was the world's largest swinging bridge. The Swing Bridge uses pressurised water to power hydraulic engines that turn the 3,000 tonne central span of the bridge, and I will be doing another video on this bridge because it is a very special bridge, and a one that is iconic as the Tyne Bridge when you visit Newcastle and Gateshead. Just in the background at the centre of screen you can see the Newcastle Keep as well. Now when we come off the Swing Bridge, I'm going to show you a little bit of history, and there's still the remains of the old Tyne Bridge, as it wasn't once a big green metal structure as it is known today. It was actually a stone arch bridge, and there's been a few bridges on this site over the history. I will do a little bit more of a deep dive of the bridges, or the Tyne Bridge on the Tyne, because it dates back all the way to the Roman times, to the medieval, to the Georgian Bridge, which is what you're just looking at now, right up to the industrial Swing Bridge. There's a lot of history around here, so I hope you will look out for those videos. So just coming up now is the Tyne Bridge. And the Tyne Bridge is one of the most celebrated and most iconic of the 7 bridges crossing the River Tyne in the central section of the Quayside. The Tyne Bridge was designed by the engineering firm Mott, Hay and Anderson, and was built by Dorman, Long & Co of Middlesbrough, who went on to build the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which opened 3 years later in 1932. At the time of its construction, the Tyne Bridge was the world's longest single-span bridge and was officially opened on the 10th of October 1928 by King George V. That alien looking building just across the river there is the Sage Gateshead. It's an international home for music and musical discovery. So the final bridge on this journey is the Gateshead Millennium Bridge, which is a pedestrian and cycle tilt bridge. It was the first tilting bridge ever to be constructed, opened for public use in 2001. And the award-winning structure is sometimes called the Blink and Eye Bridge or the Wink and Eye Bridge due to its shape and tilting method. And the bridge was installed by floating up the River Tyne on a huge crane barge. On the other side of the river there you can see the Baltic Flour Mill. It's a centre for contemporary art, However, it was opened as a working flour mill back in 1950 by Rankovis with a silo capacity of 22,000 tonnes. It was equipped with the most modern and efficient machinery of the time, even though the building was actually designed in the 1930s, but we'll do another video on that. And just walking past the pitcher and piano here where you can get food and drink. Just walking past a couple of tour boats now which tour up and down the Tyne from the mouth of the Tyne all the way up to, I don't know how far up the River Tyne they go, but yeah, decent little tours these. So we're just coming up to the end of the quayside on the far east of the quayside on the River Tyne, and as you can see the city centre is behind us, and we'll just have a little look back down towards the bridges from this side. Really nice view. So we're going to head off this part of the quayside and up onto the Ouseburn. Now the Ouseburn is full of history, and I will do a little video series on the Ouseburn. As you can see, there's a really old arched bridge there, which most likely once carried a railway line, but now is a main road. And you have the entrance of the exit of the Ouseburn River into the River Tyne just here. There's some nice pubs and bars along the River Ouseburn. Great for a good night out and drinking, especially on a nice warm summer's day. So just walking through this car park now. There used to be some old warehouses here, and then just beyond where the fence is directly across in the direction I'm walking, there was an old small mill. I'm not sure what the mill was, but it wasn't there for long. Usually I would jump on an orange scooter by now and ride the rest of the way home, but I'm going to walk it and get the exercise, because I've got a half marathon in like 4 weeks, so I need to get running. I haven't really been training. I've been bad. I told myself after the last one I've got one more. I really need to train for it. I'm going to train for it, and then I didn't. So I'm walking home from work, which is like 6 miles, almost half a marathon. But I may go for a run tonight, but I will definitely go for a run tomorrow, and then just keep running till I can't run no more. Well, the journey's coming to an end soon. I've just walked up onto the Hadrian cycleway, and for me it's probably another mile walk down this cycleway until I get to where I'm going. And just a little bit further along I will come to St. Peter's Marina. And there's quite a lot of boats in this marina, and there's a nice little pub where you can have a pint and some good food. It's part of the walk along the rejuvenated riverside. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do enjoy this kind of content, please do leave a like and a comment, subscribe. There'll be a lot more. I really appreciate it, and thanks for the kind words, and I'll keep going. Thank you very much. Take care.